Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have an update to share about one of Trump's Capitol insurrectionists. It's time for an episode of Where Are They Now?
Matthew Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
38-year-old Ohio resident Dustin Thompson sent a text message to his co-defendant, Robert Lyon. This was on Christmas Day in 2020. And the text contained a photo of a man in military gear holding an assault rifle. And it read, quote, "The time is coming very soon when you will have to choose whether you will take a knee or take a stand." On December 30th, Thompson texted again. This time it was a photo of Joe Biden, and he wrote, quote, "Definitely need more ammo." Then on January 5th, Thompson texted again, and he said, quote, "Leaving for DC in the morning. This is your notice, soldier." So Lyon was hesitant, but he ended up caving to Thompson's pressure. And Thompson was among the first of the mob to enter the Capitol on January 6th. He was wearing a bulletproof vest. And Thompson later admitted that he heard alarms blaring when he entered. He also saw broken glass on the ground, but he ignored it. And Thompson was one of the many members of the mob who entered the Senate parliamentarian's office. He admitted to seeing the office windows smashed in. He saw others looting in the room. Still, he remained inside. And while he was inside, he stole bottles of alcohol. He then exited the building. And then he met up with his friend, with Lyon again. And he convinced Lyon to go back in with him. So Thompson and Lyon entered the Capitol together, and Thompson went back into the parliamentarian's office. This time, he stole a coat rack and a pager, which belonged to the Senate Sergeant at Arms. So as with so many others, Thompson documented his crimes on video. He was seen in the office holding up his cell phone. He was celebrating with other members of the mob, and he was heard saying, quote, "Woo, this Wiener's laptop? Find the laptop. Oh shit, they got water, beer. Holy shit." So after leaving the Capitol for the second time, Thompson left the stolen coat rack with Lyon, and he went back to a set of Capitol doors, which were being rammed by bike racks. So while he's texting back and forth with Lyon, Thompson encouraged the crowd to keep fighting their way inside. He was obviously trying to go back in. He then briefly rejoined Lyons before heading over to the Lower West Terrace, where he was watching all of the assaults on the officers who were guarding the tunnel. Then Thompson texted Lyon again, and he said, quote, "I'm taking our country back." So it wasn't until 6 p.m. that night that Thompson and Lyon finally left the Capitol grounds. That's when officers spotted them. They were sitting or standing on the sidewalk. They were waiting for an Uber. So as Thompson and Lyon started to walk away, one of the officers recognized the coat rack, realized that it was not their property, that it belonged to the Capitol, and they told Thompson to drop it. So he did, and then he ran. He took off. He literally left his friend holding the bag, holding the stolen goods, with the police. So later that night, Thompson texted Lyon, and he sent him the video that he took in the parliamentarian's office. Lyon responded to him and said, quote, "Maybe don't send incriminating shit to my phone. Might get warranted or something, LOL." Thompson then replied with a photo of himself standing next to the stolen coat rack and with the stolen pager clipped to his pants. So Thompson was arrested on January 25th of last year. He was indicted on charges of obstructing an official proceeding, theft of government property, entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and parading in a Capitol. Instead of accepting a plea deal, though, Thompson opted for a trial. In this trial, he told the jury that he was just following Donald Trump's orders. So that was in April of this year. You guys might remember my follow-up that I did on that. He was found guilty on all counts. Based on the most serious of the crimes, Thompson was facing up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. The prosecutor, though, requested only 70 months in prison, 2,000 in restitution, and 3 years of probation. Thompson's attorney asked for leniency, and he cited the fact that Thompson willingly provided testimony to the January 6 Select Committee. However, during his trial, Thompson kept trying to deflect and downplay what he had done. So at the sentencing hearing, Thompson told U.S. District Judge Emmett Sullivan, quote, "I just want to begin by apologizing to the Capitol Police, everyone in the Capitol on January 6th, everyone in the United States for my conduct that day. I'm deeply ashamed." Thompson also apologized to the judge for, quote, "not being candid and truthful at the trial." He actually tried to say that in his trial that he stole the coat rack so that it couldn't be used as a weapon against the police. I mean, it's laughable. I've heard more plausible excuses from 2-year-old toddlers. Seriously. So Judge Sullivan was not impressed. And so the judge told Thompson in part, quote, "You come into this courtroom and you lie. You get on the stand and you lie. You must think that those 12 people sitting over in that jury were fools to think that you could convince them that you took the coat rack, and the reason you took that coat rack was to keep it from being used as a weapon against the cops." He went on to say, quote, "I'm not unsympathetic to people being radicalized to engage in abhorrent behavior. We saw it happen in Nazi Germany. A very intelligent, educated population was able to be swayed to participate in atrocities in Nazi Germany by a demagogue. It seems to me that you bought into that same mentality." And then he later added, quote, "I find that utterly scary that we still have millions of people in this country who are still buying a lie that's not based on anything other than someone who's unhappy because they didn't get what they want. Now you say you love America. You didn't love America that day." So in the end, Judge Sullivan sentenced Thompson to 3 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and 2,000 in restitution. So compare that to his friend Robert Lyon, who accepted a plea deal and spent only months in jail. So many think that they're going to game the system. They think that the jurors and the judge are going to be just as gullible as they were to believe Trump's lies. And I think that they truly still believe that they're the silent majority in this country. They've neither been silent ever, and they're not the majority by a million miles. So anyway, guys, if I hear any more, I'll let you know. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, subscribe. Please donate. Really appreciate all of you. Take care. I'll talk with you soon.